Hey everybody, glad to have you here. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at a green skin versus vampire counts replay. Cladius is a really good player. I played him previously and I lost to him. And he brought a very different vampire army the last time. It seems to be his preferred faction. And he's really good. And I brought my classic counter vampire army. So main line of Savage Orcs with some goblins just to add like weight. We'll pause right here. It does get started really quick. I put my Night Goblin and archers up here to shoot it, to just scout out. I really didn't think he would be bringing an air force, so I thought they would be safe up there, but they're going to get instantly charged by these guys. He has some Blood Knights on the side. He's got a main line of 3 Graveguard with a skeleton warrior on this side instead of a Graveguard. And one of the Graveguard is Stearnsman. He has 2 Skeleton Spearmen, a Mortis Engine, the Teeth Zombies unit. He's got the just a regular Vampire Lord on a Zombie Dragon, and he's got a Vampiress on a Hellsteed. Yeah, I have the Rusty Airs, 3 Savage Orcs, 2 Goblins, Biggins on each side, 2 Goblin Big Bosses, 2 Giants, and a Spider Rider. I also have a Orc Shaman and my Night Goblin War Boss. So it's going to get started real quick. I'm going to see how much danger these guys are in, and I'm going to rush forward with my Spider to try and stop him from doing this. I'm also going to move my 2 Goblins in. And I just want to kind of take the hill. I can't see these Blood Knights here, and I thought he had spent enough money on this army to not have afforded those, so they really caught me unawares. You can see here, now that he's critically damaged this unit, he's going to pull out, and he's going to Invocation of Nehek himself, so all that damage is going to be reversed. Yeah. So now that I have the hill, I realize that he's not going to come down, and he's just going to get a whole bunch of mana, and the Invocation is going to come off cooldown, so I'm just going to charge down the hill here. I have my Giants here supporting my Goblins, so hopefully they do a little bit better. And even when they come out like this, I don't see them. It's crazy. I'm like trying to do all these orders here. I'm going to, here we go, this whole crowd here to get them going. And I'm going to try and target this Mortis Engine with my Night Goblins. I'm going to start bringing these Biggins in to try and protect here, while my main line kind of deals with his troops. My guys are going to have a hard time cutting through this Stearnsman, and the Graveguard with the Skeleton Spear support is going to be good against that Giant. You can see my Goblin, my Biggins coming in here, but they're not going to quite make it in time. His Zombie Dragon is also going to come over here. My Biggins are going to try and punish them for doing this, but they're going to get a charge from these Blood Knights. Oof. And I'm going to cast a Foot of Gork here in a second, or I should. You can see my Goblins already routing, fighting these Stearnsmen. They are not going to like that fight. Here we go, we can watch out the infamous Foot of Gork. Going to stomp out some Blood Knights. Also, I think going to route my Biggins. I didn't think it would do that much damage to the Biggins, but I think it did. But my other Biggins isn't going to get in here. But they're going to sneak away just in time. I'm going to try and send my Spider after this Mortis Engine, but he's doing a good job of microing it away. And I'm not going to be able to do any damage to it for some reason. My Night Goblin is just, my big Ragnarok Spider is just kind of like, I feel like stuck in some sort of weird animation or something. Because he's not attacking. I guess he is, but I don't know. He didn't seem like he was doing very much damage. My Giant here, I think he would be good against the Stearnsman, but he's gonna sit here all game and just whack away at these guys. My main line here, we cracked through the zombies and we're fighting this Graveguard. He's, with the support of his heroes and his Blood Knights, he's routed this second Biggin. And at this point, the balance bar is starting to shift against me, but I still got my 3 big units, and some of these Goblins are coming back. I still have both my heroes. I've got one of these Banshees down, and the other one here is not taking any damage. My Giant just can't get through its ethereal effect, and with the buffs of the Mortis Engine, it just is doing a lot of damage here. I'm going to bring back my Routed Goblin Big Boss and heal him, and I'm also going to bring my Spider over here to try and stop him from crushing my middle here. But it's not looking good for me at this point. My Shaman routed, and my... I still got a big boss, and I still got this Night Goblin War Boss, and they're all kind of fighting, trying to keep these flyers from doing any damage. I'm going to bring this Giant in to try and get the Vampire Lord. You can see the Blood Knights. I constantly am doing damage to them, but he's doing a great job of keeping Invocation of Mehek on them to keep them up and damaging my big units with their bonus versus large. You can see I just unable to do almost any damage to this thing. And my Giant is just slowly being pulled down by the damage dealing of the Banshee and the Mortis Engine. And my Savage Orcs just rout off the field because of their poor morale. You can see my Giant here still swinging away at these Blood Knights. Balance bar now far in favor of him, but I might be able to pull it back with the Giant. My Spider is routing. Some Savage Orcs came back. My first Giant is routing, and my Shaman is being chased away by this Vampirus. See, I still got a big boss. I still got my Night Goblin. I still got a second big boss. And they're all just in this middle pit. My Giant comes back. I'm going to bring him right back in. My Shaman's coming back. I think I'm going to Foot of Gork. I'm going to try and wipe out the remains of these Blood Knights here with another Foot of Gork. But it's poorly timed because these guys just got in. I do a lot of damage there, but I also kill my own unit of Savage Orcs here, which might have changed the tide if they had stayed around. But you can see just unable to do enough damage to the Mortis Engine, to the heroes, to the Blood Knights, and yeah, my Night Goblin War Boss is routing. You're gonna see him gonna bring in the reserves, but at this point it's over. There's too much here, and the heroes of the vampires are still alive, and he's gonna easily, I think, pull out the win here. And that's something I've always struggled with the vampires. I'm not a very good vampire player. I don't know why. I'm more naturally good at the Empire or the Greenskins, and I've always struggled as vampires against the Greenskins because I haven't been able to pull down their big units, like he pulled down mine. And we can take a look at the kills here. 80 kills on a Goblin. That's incredible. What was it killing? Skeletons? I think this is the one that was on the Sternsman. This was the one on the side with the Giant. 43 kills here on this Orc Shaman. Mostly Blood Knights, actually, so that's pretty good. 32 kills. You see, my Savage Orcs did good. Mostly that was also against the zombies, so that has to be taken into account. My Rusty Airs got shut down by his Goon Squad. And my Biggins just... I didn't have enough support because I spent so much money on my big units. They didn't have enough support to correctly deal with the Blood Knights and the heroes here. They just couldn't do anything because they were getting rear charged, and of course the zombie dragon dishes out a lot of damage. But decent kills here on the big units, but it wasn't enough to carry the day, it looks like. Mostly because he had both his heroes still full health. His Vampires was full health, but his Vampire Lord was suffering. But he still had a lot of power here in between these three. 80 kills on the Blood Knights, that's really good. Mostly Biggins, I think, so really important kills there. 9 kills on the Mortis Engine, but it was more helping the rest of his troops stay alive while the Vampire Lord was off fighting the Biggins. Good kills here on the Graveguard. I think Graveguard are a great pick against the Greenskins, just because a lot of the Greenskins don't have armor. And that's currently the meta, is Black Orcs aren't really being used all that much. So these pretty price effective Graveguard, especially when they're supported by a Mortis Engine or a Vampire Lord. They're a good pick, and you can see by the kills 76, 60, 72. Especially when they were fighting up against an Ragnarok Spider and a Giant, especially the Stearnsman. But those 72 kills are probably on those goblins. But he did a good job of. He stalled with this 1,000 gold unit, right? He stalled 1,600 gold in the Giant and 300 gold in the goblins. So definitely worthwhile, I think, in the end. Anyways, good game to my opponent, Cladius. I'm going to, if I'm gonna steal his idea for the build here. I really like that he used the Blood Knights here, not to directly go after the big ones, but to clear the threats, the biggest threats on the field, like the biggins. Clear those threats. Let the spearmen do as much damage as they can. Let the banshees do as much damage as they can. Before committing the Blood Knights to the final engagement to finish them off. So yeah, I really like his army here, and if you ever are going against Greenskins, I recommend this is a good one. Anyways, that's that.